Explore a curated lineup of 100 coolest woodworking power tools on Amazon, spanning routers, sanders, saws, drills, and specialty jigs designed for precision and efficiency. This collection highlights both corded and cordless innovations, from entry-level hobby tools to pro-grade workshop equipment. Whether you're shaping fine furniture, improving accuracy, or speeding up repetitive tasks, these tools cover every stage of woodworking. From compact rotary tools to heavy-duty machines, each item brings practical value to modern workshops and DIY builders worldwide. Number 1. Bosch Plunge and Fixed Router. Grip it once, and the Bosch Plunge and Fixed Router feels like the moment a messy shop becomes a precision station. Built for both plunge cuts and fixed base routing, it helps you hollow, shape, trim, and edge with serious control. That matters when a cabinet door needs a clean profile instead of a wobbly reminder. Picture rounding over tabletop edges on Saturday morning, then cutting hinge mortises before lunch. Would you use that kind of accuracy on your next build? Number 2. SKIL 9-inch 2-speed band saw. Ever tried cutting curves with a tool that clearly hates curves? SKIL's 9-inch 2-speed band saw gives small shop woodworkers a compact way to slice shapes, resaw thin stock, and clean up odd pieces. Different speeds help when hardwood needs patience and softwood needs momentum. Imagine making toy parts, curved brackets, or decorative signs without dragging out a huge floor machine. For garage shops, that's a serious upgrade in a small footprint. Number 3. AVID 5-inch Orbital Sander. Quiet, fast, and easy to control, the AVID 5-inch Orbital Sander turns rough boards into something you actually want to touch. Instead of leaving harsh scratch lines, its random orbit motion helps smooth surfaces evenly before stain, paint, or clear coat. That matters on tabletops, shelves, cutting boards, and anything that catches light at the wrong angle. Imagine finishing a project without your hand buzzing for an hour afterward. Clean surfaces make the whole build feel more professional. Number 4. DeWalt 20-volt Max 3 Tool. Kit. Forget buying one tool and immediately realizing you need 2 more. DeWalt's 20-volt Max 3 Tool Kit gives DIY builders a cordless drill, driver, and cutting solution for everyday shop problems. Shared batteries make the setup cleaner, faster, and easier to keep moving. Picture framing a workbench, driving screws, drilling pilot holes, and trimming boards without hunting for cords. That kind of simple productivity is why combo kits remain Amazon favorites. Number 5. SKIL Router Table Kit. Slide a router under a proper table, and suddenly edge work feels controlled instead of sketchy. The SKIL Router Table Kit gives your compact router a stable platform for profiles, grooves, rabbets, and repeatable passes. That matters when long boards need consistent edges, and your hands need to stay away from the bit. Imagine making picture frames or cabinet trim with cleaner results than handheld routing usually allows. Small shops gain accuracy without a giant machine. Number 6. TwoWin Compact Router plus Bits. Compact does not mean weak when a router comes with bits ready to work. TwoWin's Compact Router plus Bit Set is built for trimming, edging, sign making, and small detail cuts without a bulky body. That starter bundle matters for beginners who want to experiment immediately instead of shopping for accessories first. Picture adding decorative edges to shelves, cleaning laminate, or carving shallow grooves for a custom panel. Affordable versatility can be dangerous in the best way. Number 7. Sharpening Stone and Guide. Dull chisels steal more time than most people admit. A sharpening stone and guide setup brings your blades back to clean, predictable cutting instead of forcing you to push harder and risk mistakes. Consistent angles matter because sharp tools leave cleaner fibers, better joints, and safer control. Imagine refreshing a chisel before fitting a hinge or tuning a plane before smoothing oak. That tiny maintenance habit can make old tools feel premium again. Number 8. Klabb 10 feet dust hose. Kit dust looks harmless until it covers every surface, clogs your lungs, and ruins a fresh finish. The Klabb 10-foot dust hose kit helps connect tools to vacuums or collectors so chips and fine particles move where they belong. Cleaner airflow matters when sanding, routing, or cutting MDF in a garage. Picture finishing a project without sweeping the same corner 5 different times. Your shop feels more professional instantly. Number 9. Self-Center Doweling Jig. Perfect dowels start with holes that actually meet in the middle. A self-centering doweling jig clamps around boards and guides the drill bit, so alignment becomes much less of a guessing game. That matters for shelves, frames, tabletops, and edge joining boards where tiny errors become ugly gaps. Imagine building a bookcase and having the panels pull together square instead of fighting you during glue-up. Clean joinery feels almost magical. Number 10. Bucktool belt and bench grinder sparks flying from a grinder can make a garage feel like a real workshop. Bucktool's belt and bench grinder combo handles sharpening, shaping, deburring, and cleaning up metal edges on blades, tools, and hardware. That matters when woodworking gear needs maintenance instead of replacement. Picture touching up a lawnmower blade, restoring a chisel bevel, or smoothing a bracket for a jig. One machine solves several annoying problems. Number 11. Rockler Multi-Port Dust Set. Airflow becomes a strategy when multiple machines share one dust system. Rockler's multi-port dust set lets woodworkers route collection lines between tools, giving sanders, saws, and routers a cleaner path to the vac. That matters when switching machines usually means unplugging hoses and making a mess. Imagine moving from the miter saw to the router table without rebuilding your dust setup every time. Efficiency like that keeps projects moving. Number 12. Cordless router for DeWalt. 20-volt cordless routing feels strange at first. Then it becomes hard to give up. A DeWalt 20-volt compatible cordless router gives edge trimming, roundovers, and detail cuts, freedom from extension cords dragging across your workpiece. That matters on large plywood sheets, outdoor builds, and quick fixes away from the bench. Picture walking around a tabletop and easing every edge without stopping to reposition a cable. Clean movement creates cleaner results. Number 13. Thin Rip Table Saw. Jig repeatable. Thin strips are harder than they look when you rely on a fence alone. A thin rip table saw jig helps guide narrow cuts safely and consistently, especially for trim, inlays, edging, or small craft part. That matters because tiny differences stack up fast across a project. Imagine ripping identical accent strips for a cutting board without measuring each one from scratch. Less guessing means fewer ruined boards. Number 14. Worx 2-in-1 Work Table. Workspaces disappear fast when your garage also stores bikes, boxes, and everything else. The Worx 2-in-1 Work Table gives you a portable bench and clamping station that folds away when the job ends. That matters for apartment balconies, driveways, and small shops where a full-size bench is unrealistic. Imagine cutting trim, sanding panels, or assembling frames on a stable surface you can carry outside. Flexibility becomes its own power tool. Number 15. 20 pieces Carbide Burr Set. Tiny burrs can remove material in places bigger tools cannot even reach. This 20-piece Carbide Burr Set gives rotary tools sharp options for shaping, grinding, carving, and cleaning inside curves or tight details. That matters for custom handles, relief work, resin projects, and quick corrections after a cut goes slightly wrong. Imagine reshaping a wooden knob or cleaning a tricky corner without starting over. Small accessories often create the biggest save. Number 16. Saker 4-in-1. Drilling ruler measuring twice still fails when the drill wanders on the first hole. Saker's 4-in-1 drilling ruler helps line up marks, spacing, and drill locations with more confidence during cabinet, shelf, and hardware work. That matters when handles, hinges, or shelf pins need to look intentionally placed. Picture installing drawer pulls across a whole kitchen and avoiding the nightmare of one crooked handle. Accuracy saves embarrassment. Number 17. DeWalt 20-volt Orbital sander battery power changes sanding because the cord no longer drags across fresh edges. DeWalt's 20-volt Orbital sander brings cordless convenience to smoothing boards, doors, cabinets, and painted surfaces. That matters when you move around large pieces or step outside to keep dust away from the shop. Imagine refinishing a bench on the driveway without hunting for an outlet or tripping over cable slack. Freedom makes boring work feel faster. Number 18. AVID Oscillating Multi-Tool. Awkward cuts are exactly where an oscillating multi-tool earns its place. AVID's oscillating tool can flush cut, scrape, sand, trim, and plunge into spots regular saws cannot reach. That matters when remodeling, fixing trim, removing old glue, or cutting a notch after everything is already assembled. Picture trimming door casing for new flooring without removing the whole frame. One tool saves the day when the build surprises you. Number 19. Router Table Setup Bars. Setup bars make router table adjustments feel measured instead of mystical. These bars help set bit height, fence distance, and cutting depth using solid reference sizes instead of eyeballing tiny gaps. That matters when repeatable grooves, dados, and profiles need to match across multiple pieces. Imagine dialing in a cabinet groove once and cutting every panel with the same clean fit. Consistency becomes easier than luck. Number 20. Saker Thin Rip Jig. Ripping narrow strips can turn tense when your fingers get too close to the blade. Saker's Thin Rip Jig gives table saw users a safer, more controlled way to repeat slim cuts without constantly moving the fence. That matters for inlay work, edge banding, lattice pieces, and cutting board accent. Picture producing matching strips that actually look like they came from the same setup. Confidence is worth a lot near a saw blade. Number 21. 3 9-inch Benchtop Band Saw curves become less intimidating when a Benchtop Band Saw fits right on your workbench. The 3 9-inch model is made for hobby shops that need shaping power without dedicating half the floor to one machine. That matters for small furniture parts, patterns, signs, toys, and roughing out irregular blanks. Imagine turning scrap boards into curved brackets instead of tossing them aside. Compact tools can unlock surprising creativity. Number 22. 20-volt cordless hand planer. Shavings curling off a board are one of the most satisfying sights in woodworking. A 20-volt cordless hand planer trims edges, levels high spots, and adjusts doors or boards without dragging around a cord. That matters when a piece almost fits, but one stubborn edge keeps ruining the assembly. Picture shaving a sticky door or flattening a proud tabletop seam in minutes. Small corrections suddenly feel controlled. Number 23. GALAX Pro Oscillating Tool. Scraping old material by hand can test anyone's patience. GALAX Pro's oscillating tool gives DIYers a compact way to cut, sand, scrape, and clean up tight areas during repairs or builds. That matters when working around baseboards, flooring, drywall, cabinet corners, or old adhesive. Imagine cutting a neat notch behind the trim without removing half the wall. Practical tools like this quietly become daily favorites. Number 24. Dremel 160 pieces. Accessory Kit accessories are what turn a rotary tool from interesting into addictive. Dremel's 160-piece accessory kit gives cutting wheels, sanding drums, grinding stones, polishing pieces, and detail bits for small woodworking and repair tasks. That matters because different materials and shapes demand different attachments. Imagine carving initials, sanding tiny curves, polishing hardware, and cleaning a rough slot without leaving the bench. Variety keeps projects from stalling. Number 25. Cordless hand planer. 20 volts boards rarely come perfectly sized, and that is where a cordless hand planer saves momentum. This 20-volt planer helps shave doors, flatten edges, reduce thickness, and clean up rough lumber quickly. That matters when sanding would take forever, and a table saw would remove too much. Picture adjusting a shelf that is just slightly proud of the cabinet face. A few smooth passes can fix the fit. Number 26. Saker Multi-Scribing Tool Lines. Decide the quality of the cut before the blade ever moves. Saker's multi-scribing tool helps trace, mark, measure, and transfer shapes more cleanly across uneven surfaces and tricky edges. That matters for trim fitting, countertops, shelves, flooring, and custom panels that meet imperfect walls. Imagine scribing a board to a wavy surface and watching it fit like it was built there. Precision begins with the mark. Number 27. 13 pieces. Wood carving discs. Carving discs make an angle grinder feel like a sculpting machine. This 13-piece wood carving disc set is designed for shaping bowls, removing stock, contouring edges, and creating textured surfaces fast. That matters when hand tools would take hours, and you want bold, organic forms. Picture roughing out a live edge seat, carving a rustic sign, or shaping a wooden tray. Controlled aggression can be beautiful in the right hands. Number 28. Retractable 65-foot air hose. Tangled hoses can make even a clean shop feel chaotic. A retractable 65-foot air hose reel keeps pneumatic tools ready while pulling the hose back out of the way when work is done. That matters for brad nailers, blowguns, staplers, and quick cleanup around larger projects. Imagine walking around a cabinet build without dragging a coil across fresh parts. Organization saves time and prevents mistakes. Number 29. Mini Belt Sander. Detail sanding becomes surprisingly fun when the tool reaches places your hand cannot. A mini belt sander is built for shaping edges, smoothing small parts, cleaning slots, and refining tight curves with controlled abrasion. That matters on models, handles, brackets, crafts, and repairs, where a full-size sander feels clumsy. Picture tuning a wooden toy wheel, or smoothing a narrow inside cut without destroying the surrounding surface. Small belts create big control. Number 30. Cabinet handle. Jig hardware mistakes are painful because every crooked hole is permanent. A cabinet handle jig helps position drawer pulls and doorknobs with consistent spacing, height, and alignment. That matters when one kitchen project could involve dozens of repeated holes. Imagine installing every handle straight the first time, instead of making cardboard templates that slowly fall apart. Clean hardware instantly makes DIY cabinets look professional. Number 31. Dremel wood carving bits. Relief carving gets easier when the bit actually matches the detail. Dremel wood carving bits help shape grooves, letters, textures, and small decorative forms with a rotary tool. That matters for signs, ornaments, custom handles, plaques, and personalized gifts, where tiny cuts carry the whole design. Imagine adding a carved name to a keepsake box without needing a full carving bench. Detail work gives projects personality. Number 32. Thin Rip Table Jig Guide. Guided thin cuts can be the difference between clean trim and wasted stock. A thin rip table jig guide helps keep narrow workpieces controlled as they pass the blade, giving repeated strips a more consistent width. That matters for edging plywood, making spacers, building lattice, or creating decorative contrast lines. Picture cutting a stack of matching strips for a patterned tabletop without recalibrating after every pass. Reliable jigs reduce stress. Number 33. GIGIU 800 watts. Wood router root one clean edge and a plain board suddenly looks intentional. The GIGIU 800 watt wood router brings trimming, grooving, edging, and shaping ability to DIYers who want more power than tiny detail tools provide. That matters for shelves, signs, tabletops, frames, and cabinet parts that need crisp profiles. Imagine cutting a neat roundover along a homemade desk and watching it feel store-bought. Routers create that finished look. Number 34. Dremel Lite 7760 Cordless. Portable detail work feels different when the rotary tool follows you anywhere. The Dremel Lite 7760 Cordless is made for light carving, sanding, polishing, engraving, and small repairs without a wall outlet nearby. That matters for quick fixes, craft tables, outdoor projects, and tiny finishing tasks after assembly. Imagine smoothing a sharp toy edge or engraving a gift box right where the project sits. Convenience keeps creativity alive. Number 35. 3 pieces. Wood carving burrs with the right shape can make wood disappear exactly where you want it gone. This 3-piece wood carving burr set is useful for contouring, hollowing, shaping, and cleaning up sculptural details with a rotary tool or compatible grinder. That matters when a project needs curves instead of straight cuts. Picture carving a spoon bowl, textured handle, or organic recess without chiseling every stroke by hand. The control feels satisfying. Number 36. Bosch 6-inch Orbit. Sander Smooth finishes often separate amateur builds from pieces people actually admire. Bosch's 6-inch Orbit sander gives wider coverage than smaller sanders, helping level surfaces faster while still producing a refined finish. That matters on tabletops, panels, doors, and wide boards where uneven sanding becomes obvious under stain. Imagine prepping a large desktop without spending the whole afternoon chasing swirl marks. Bigger pads can make finishing feel efficient. Number 37. Push block for saws. Safety gets a serious upgrade when your hands stay farther from spinning blade. A push block gives saw users better grip, pressure, and control while guiding stock through table saws, jointers, or router tables. That matters when narrow pieces, slippery boards, or short offcuts feel risky. Picture pushing a board smoothly past the blade while maintaining downward pressure instead of using your fingertip. Better control also improves cut quality. Number 38. Metal pocket hole. Jig's strong hidden joints are why pocket hole jigs keep showing up in garages everywhere. A metal pocket hole jig guides angled screw holes for frames, cabinets, shelves, and quick furniture builds. That matters because the joint is fast, clean, and beginner-friendly when the alignment is right. Imagine building a sturdy shop cabinet in an afternoon without complicated joinery. Durable metal construction makes repeated setups feel more reliable. Number 39. Worx 20-volt reciprocating. Saw demolition cuts demand a tool that does not panic. The Worx 20-volt reciprocating saw slices through wood, branches, trim, pallets, and renovation leftovers with cordless freedom. That matters when boards are awkward, nails are hidden, or the work is happening away from the bench. Picture breaking down old shelving or trimming outdoor lumber without dragging an extension cord through the yard. Rough work becomes faster and cleaner. Number 40. DeWalt 20-volt angle drill corners can stop a normal drill cold. DeWalt's 20-volt angle drill is built for tight spaces where cabinets, framing, joists, and assembled furniture leave almost no room behind the screw or bit. That matters during installs, repairs, plumbing chases, and hidden fasteners. Imagine driving screws inside a cabinet box without scraping your knuckles or twisting your wrist into a new shape. Access changes everything. Number 41. Bora pocket hole. Jig joinery feels less intimidating when the guide does the hard geometry. Bora's pocket hole jig helps drill angled holes for strong screw connections in cabinets, frames, benches, and storage projects. That matters when you want sturdy results without learning complex traditional joints first. Picture assembling a farmhouse shelf, clamping it square, and hiding every fastener underneath. Fast joints keep weekend builds realistic. Number 42. Ezark 15-piece countersink. Bits, screws look better when they sit cleanly instead of tearing the surface. Ezark's 15-piece countersink bit set drills pilot holes and bevels the top so screw heads can land flush. That matters for furniture, trim, hinges, shelves, and visible hardware where rough holes scream rushed work. Imagine fastening a tabletop support and seeing every screw seat neatly without splitting the wood. Small finishing details raise the entire project. Number 43. AVID 3.5, a oscillating tool. Tight spaces reward tools that can cut without needing a big swing. AVID's 3.5 amp oscillating tool offers corded consistency for trimming, sanding, scraping, and plunge cutting through stubborn repair tasks. That matters when batteries are charging and the job still needs to move. Picture cutting a square opening in trim, scraping adhesive from subfloor, or sanding a corner by hand no more. Reliable power keeps frustration low. Number 44. Metabo HPT belt. Sander speed matters when a surface is too rough for gentle sanding. The Metabo HPT belt sander removes material quickly from doors, slabs, tabletops, and reclaimed boards that need flattening or cleanup. That matters when an Orbital sander would take forever and your patience is already gone. Imagine leveling a proud joint or stripping an old finish before refinishing a bench. Heavy sanding becomes controlled instead of endless. Number 45. 18-gauge cordless brad nailer. Trim installation gets addictive when nails fire without a compressor hose trailing behind. An 18-gauge cordless brad nailer drives small fasteners into molding, panels, face frames, and craft builds with quick placement. That matters when glue needs help, clamps are awkward, or delicate pieces must stay put. Picture installing baseboard, assembling a cabinet face, or pinning a jig together in seconds. Cordless nailing changes the rhythm of a project. Number 46. Dobetter drum sander. Shaping curves by hand can turn into a slow fight against the grain. The Dobetter drum sander uses sanding sleeves to smooth inside curves, rounded edges, and irregular shapes with better consistency. That matters for bandsaw projects, toys, signs, cutouts, and decorative pieces where flat sanders cannot reach. Imagine cleaning up a curved chair part right after cutting it. Instead of wrapping sandpaper around random objects, the finish gets cleaner faster. Number 47. AVID 1.25 horsepower compact router power in a small router body is exactly what many DIY shops need. AVID's 1.25 horsepower compact router helps trim edges, cut slots, shape profiles, and handle common woodworking tasks without feeling oversized. That matters when your bench is crowded, but your projects still need professional-looking detail. Picture adding a chamfer to every shelf in a bookcase and making the whole build look intentional. Compact routers earn their space quickly. Number 48. 8-in-1 hand saw kit. Sometimes the cleanest solution is not cordless at all. An 8-in-1 hand saw kit gives you interchangeable blades for different cuts, materials, and tight spaces where power tools may be too aggressive. That matters during small repairs, camping builds, trim adjustments, and quick workshop fixes. Imagine trimming a dowel, cutting a small branch, or adjusting a molding piece without setting up a machine. Manual control still has a place. Number 49. 5-piece countersink drill bits. Countersinks turn ordinary screw holes into cleaner, stronger-looking details. This 5-piece countersink drill bit set helps drill pilot holes while preparing the surface so screw heads sit neatly. That matters on softwoods that split easily and visible projects where rough fasteners ruin the finish. Picture building a wall shelf and seeing every screw line up cleanly below the surface. Small bit sets often prevent big mistakes. Number 50. GALAX Pro 280-watt Orbital Sander. Finishes improve quickly when sanding stops being a punishment. GALAX Pro's 280-watt Orbital Sander gives DIYers a corded option for smoothing boards, doors, cabinets, and painted surfaces before final coating. That matters when rough patches, uneven filler, or old finish need consistent attention. Imagine preparing a thrifted table for a new stain and watching the surface come back to life. Affordable sanders can rescue forgotten furniture. Number 51. Dremel Rotary Toolkit rotation at high speed makes tiny work feel surprisingly powerful. A Dremel Rotary toolkit brings cutting, sanding, engraving, polishing, and carving ability into one compact handheld platform. That matters for makers who bounce between woodworking, crafts, repairs, and finishing details without wanting 5 separate tools. Picture cleaning a hinge recess, engraving initials, and sanding a narrow curve all in the same afternoon. Versatility keeps the bench moving. Number 52. SKIL Router Table Kit. Accurate edge profiles are easier when the router stays still and the wood moves. SKIL's Router Table Kit gives routing jobs a more stable setup for molding, grooves, rabbets, and repeatable decorative edges. That matters for cabinet parts, trim, frames, and longboards that are awkward to guide by hand. Imagine feeding boards smoothly along the fence and getting matching profiles every time. Repeatability makes a project feel professional. Number 53. Klein digital angle gauge degrees matter when one wrong angle makes two pieces refuse to meet. Klein's digital angle gauge helps check blade tilt, miter setup, bevels, and machine alignment with a clear electronic reading. That matters for table saws, miter saws, joinery, trim work, and any project where square actually matters. Imagine setting a saw blade to 45 degrees without trusting a tiny stamped scale. Confidence saves wood. Number 54. AVID Power Compact Router edges define how finished a project feels. AVID Power's compact router is built for trimming, edging, grooving, and light shaping jobs that turn plain boards into polished pieces. That matters when shelves, frames, cabinet doors, and signs need more than straight cuts. Picture adding a simple roundover to a homemade bench and instantly making it safer, smoother, and more store-bought. Small routers create big visual upgrades. Number 55. Tino Wood Router Set. Beginner routing gets easier when the essentials arrive together. The Tino Wood Router Set gives DIYers a handheld routing platform for edge shaping, trimming, grooves, and decorative work around common woodworking projects. That matters if you want to try profiles without building a full router table setup first. Imagine making a custom sign, softening shelf edges, or cutting a shallow channel for an inlay. Experimentation builds skill quickly. Number 56. M-Tile-Hig Cordless Hand Planer. Flush fits often need shaving, not cutting. The M-Tile-Hig Cordless Hand Planer helps remove thin layers from doors, boards, shelves, and rough edges while keeping movement free from cords. That matters when a piece is close to perfect but still rubs, rocks, or sits proud. Picture trimming a cabinet door edge in place instead of hauling everything back to the bench. Fast adjustments keep projects alive. Number 57. IFAcut Oscillating Saw Blades decide whether an oscillating tool feels useful or unstoppable. AVID Oscillating Saw Blades give users replacement options for cutting wood, plastic, trim, drywall, and repair materials in awkward spots. That matters because dull blades slow work, overheat, and leave ragged edges. Imagine switching to a fresh blade before cutting flooring under a door jamb and getting a cleaner pass immediately. Accessories keep the main tool earning its place. Number 58. When variable speed. Jig saw curved cuts become more approachable when speed is adjustable. The when variable speed jig saw helps cut patterns, circles, notches, and irregular shapes in wood with more control than a fixed speed tool. That matters for signs, shelves, templates, craft builds, and quick shop projects. Picture cutting a smooth arch for a decorative bracket instead of forcing a straight saw into a curved job. Better control means fewer splintered edges. Number 59. GQJP Hinge Drilling Jig hinges punish sloppy drilling because doors reveal every mistake when they swing. The GQJP Hinge Drilling Jig helps position hinge holes more accurately for cabinets, doors, and furniture hardware. That matters when repeatability saves time and prevents one misaligned hinge from ruining the whole look. Imagine drilling several cabinet doors with consistent spacing instead of measuring from scratch every time. Hardware installation suddenly feels less stressful. Number 60. Funny Whale Cordless. Brad Nailer nails without a compressor can make trim work feel incredibly clean. The Funny Whale Cordless Brad Nailer is designed for fastening molding, panels, crafts, small frames, and light woodworking assemblies quickly. That matters when clamps are limited, glue needs backup, or finishing pieces must stay perfectly aligned. Picture attaching thin trim around a cabinet face without dragging an air hose across the work. Speed and mobility are a strong combo. Number 61. Ionlin Dual Spindle Jointer. Dual spindle joinery can make board connections feel cleaner and more engineered. The Ionlin Dual Spindle Jointer is built to help create aligned holes or joining points for sturdy furniture and panel assemblies. That matters when shelves, frames, or tabletops need strength without bulky visible hardware. Imagine connecting two boards with hidden reinforcement and seeing the faces pull together neatly during glue-up. Strong invisible joints always feel satisfying. Number 62. Find by Tool Wood Thickness Planer. Thickness problems can ruin a build before assembly even begins. The Find by Tool Wood Thickness Planer helps bring boards down to consistent dimensions, making rough or uneven lumber easier to use. That matters when panels, legs, rails, and tabletops need matching thickness for clean joinery. Imagine turning a stack of mismatched boards into uniform project-ready stock. Once you control thickness, your lumber options expand dramatically. Number 63. Jealous Belt Sander Machine. Sanding machines earn respect when they remove material fast, but still feel manageable. The Jealous Belt Sander Machine helps flatten rough boards, strip finishes, smooth edges, and prepare surfaces for finer sanding stages. That matters when a project starts with reclaimed lumber or uneven cuts. Picture cleaning up a weathered plank before turning it into a rustic shelf. The transformation can be dramatic. Number 64. Woozz Cordless Orbital. Sander Freestyle Sanding is easier when the cord is gone. The Woozz Cordless Orbital Sander lets you move around furniture, outdoor projects, and awkward panels without cable drag interrupting each pass. That matters during refinishing, deck repairs, cabinet touch-ups, and driveway work where outlets are inconvenient. Picture smoothing a bench outside while dust stays away from your main workspace. Portability makes finishing more flexible. Number 65. Ekarki Cordless. Biscuit joiner slots, cut in the right place, can pull a project together beautifully. The Ekarki Cordless Biscuit Joiner helps create biscuit grooves for aligning boards, panels, tabletops, and frames during glue-up. That matters because biscuits help keep faces flush while adding registration across wider assemblies. Imagine gluing up a tabletop and having the boards stay aligned instead of sliding around under clamp pressure. Clean alignment lowers sanding time later. Number 66. Tino Cordless Combo. Kit combo kits are the shortcut from empty toolbox to actual project capability. The Tino Cordless Combo Kit gives users multiple battery-powered tools for drilling, driving, cutting, or fastening, depending on the included setup. That matters for homeowners and new DIY ears who want one coordinated system instead of mismatched purchases. Picture assembling shelves, fixing outdoor furniture, and handling weekend repairs with one battery family. A ready kit builds momentum. Number 67. Leiluo Oscillating Saw Blades. Fresh blades can make an old oscillating tool feel new again. Leiluo Oscillating Saw Blades give users extra cutting options for trim, wood, plastic, flooring, and remodeling tasks. That matters when one worn blade slows every plunge cut and starts burning the material. Imagine swapping blades before trimming baseboard and feeling the tool bite cleanly again. Accessories may not look flashy, but they keep work moving. Number 68. Alloy Power Cordless. Brad nailer, punchy fastening without hoses is a huge convenience during finish work. The Alloy Power Cordless Brad nailer helps attach molding, small trim, panels, crafts, and light assemblies with quick trigger-ready placement. That matters when you are working around stairs, cabinets, or furniture where compressors feel like overkill. Picture pinning decorative trim to a bookcase while holding the piece with one hand. Fast fastening feels like having an extra helper. Number 69. Bullseye Bore Laser Drill Guide Laser Guidance sounds futuristic because drilling straight holes is still harder than it should be. The Bullseye Bore Laser Drill Guide helps aim and align drilling positions more confidently, especially on surfaces where freehand accuracy can wander. That matters for hardware, dowels, shelf pins, and repeat hole patterns. Imagine lining up a drill point and seeing guidance before the bit touches the wood. Visual feedback can prevent costly mistakes. Number 70. Heimerdinger Cordless. Circular saw cuts happen faster when the saw travels to the board instead of the other way around. The Heimerdinger Cordless Circular Saw gives portable ripping and cross-cutting ability for plywood, framing lumber, shelves, and outdoor projects. That matters when full sheets are too awkward for small shop machines. Imagine breaking down plywood in the driveway before carrying manageable panels inside. Cordless cutting saves setup time. Number 71. Epiraza Drill Positioner Guide. Holes at the wrong angle can weaken a joint before the screw even enters. The Epiraza Drill Positioner Guide helps keep drilling more controlled for straight, repeatable holes in wood and other materials. That matters for dowels, hardware, brackets, shelves, and projects where handheld drilling feels unreliable. Picture making a row of shelf pin holes without each one leaning differently. Guidance adds confidence to simple drills. Number 72. Worx Nitro Switch Driver. Kit switching bits constantly can quietly drain the energy from a build. The Worx Nitro Switch Driver Kit uses a rotating dual chuck design, so drilling and driving can happen with fewer stops. That matters when pilot holes and screws alternate over and over during assembly. Imagine building a storage wall and flipping between drill bit and driver bit instead of searching the bench every minute. Time savings feel obvious fast. Number 73. PIY Jewelry Rock Saw. Precision cutting is not only for giant boards and big machines. The PIY Jewelry Rock Saw is more specialized, but makers can use compact saw setups for small materials, craft pieces, inlays, and detail work where control matters. That matters when projects blend wood, stone, resin, or decorative accents. Imagine slicing tiny pieces for a custom handle or mixed media box without using an oversized saw. Small-scale creativity deserves real tools. Number 74. When Precision Setup Blocks. Setup blocks are quiet heroes because they remove guesswork from tool adjustments. When Precision Setup Blocks help set blade height, router bit depth, fence spacing, and layout references with solid known sizes. That matters when repeatable cuts must match across multiple parts. Imagine setting a dado depth or router height without squinting at a ruler under poor shop lighting. Reliable references make machines feel more predictable. Number 75. Apex Power Cordless. Chainsaw branches, rough stock, and outdoor cuts do not always need a full-size chainsaw. The Apex Power Cordless Chainsaw offers compact cutting power for pruning, breaking down small logs, and preparing rustic pieces before they reach the shop. That matters for DIYers who like live-edge accents, garden projects, or quick yard cleanup. Imagine trimming a limb and turning part of it into a future craft blank. Useful tools start before the lumber is perfect. Number 76. ArtiMaster Portable Drill Guide. Portable drill guides help regular drills behave more like drill presses. The ArtiMaster Portable Drill Guide supports straighter holes, controlled angles, and repeatable drilling when the workpiece cannot easily move to a machine. That matters for large boards, assembled furniture, posts, and field repairs. Imagine drilling clean holes into a tabletop or rail without balancing everything awkwardly under a benchtop press. Control travels with you. Number 77. Keep Done Mini Table Saw. Tiny table saws are strangely satisfying because they make small parts feel manageable. The Keep Done Mini Table Saw is aimed at craft cuts, model pieces, thin stock, small strips, and detailed bench work. That matters when a full table saw is too aggressive or unavailable. Imagine cutting miniature trim, model parts, or small inlay strips with more control than a handheld blade. Compact precision has its own charm. Number 78. Greenworks Power Tool Combo. Cordless ecosystems matter because batteries become the backbone of your workflow. The Greenworks Power Tool Combo gives users multiple tools in one family, making drilling, cutting, fastening, or yard-adjacent projects easier to coordinate. That matters for homeowners who want one platform across repairs, shop tasks, and outdoor work. Picture switching from a garage project to a backyard build without juggling different chargers. Shared power keeps things simple. Number 79. Vitorld Power Tool Organizer organization can feel boring until you stop losing batteries, drills, and chargers. The Vitorld Power Tool Organizer gives wall-mounted storage for cordless tools, accessories, and charging gear so the bench stays usable. That matters when clutter slows every project before the first cut. Imagine grabbing the exact drill you need because it finally has a home. A clean wall can change your entire shop mood. Number 80. GALAX Pro Oscillating Multi-Tool Repair Jobs often create problems that no normal saw wants to touch. The GALAX Pro Oscillating Multi-Tool handles plunge cuts, scraping, trimming, sanding, and detail work in cramped or awkward areas. That matters for flooring, cabinetry, baseboards, remodels, and quick fixes around the house. Picture cutting out damaged trim without destroying the good material around it. That kind of control feels empowering. Number 81. DNTI Electric Hand Planer. Uneven edges can make an otherwise clean project feel rushed. The DNTI Electric Hand Planer helps shave, level, bevel, and smooth boards when sanding alone would take too long. That matters for fitting doors, trimming shelves, cleaning rough lumber, and adjusting boards after assembly. Imagine taking a swollen door from sticky to smooth with a few controlled passes. Visible shavings make progress feel instant. Number 82. Comaware Cordless Drill Set. Every shop needs a drill that can handle everyday work without drama. The Comaware Cordless Drill Set gives users drilling and driving capability for furniture assembly, pilot holes, repairs, brackets, and general home projects. That matters because almost every woodworking build eventually needs holes or fasteners. Picture assembling a workbench, hanging a shelf, and fixing a loose hinge using the same kit. Basic tools become powerful when they are always ready. Number 83. Elevon Laminate Trimmer Router. Laminate trimming demands control because one bad pass can chip the finished edge. The Elevon Laminate Trimmer Router is built for small routing tasks like trimming edges, shaping profiles, cutting grooves, and refining details. That matters for countertops, shelves, cabinet faces, and sign projects where clean edges change everything. Imagine trimming a panel flush and watching the seam disappear into a crisp line. Compact routers shine on finishing passes. Number 84. Max-T Electric Orbital Sander. Surface prep decides whether the final finish looks rich or disappointing. The Max-T Electric Orbital Sander helps smooth wood, remove old coatings, feather edges, and prepare projects for paint or stain. That matters on furniture flips, shelves, doors, and panels where uneven sanding shows immediately. Imagine transforming a scratched tabletop into a surface ready for a fresh, clear coat. Sanding may be repetitive, but results are addictive. Number 85. Bielmeier Electric Staple Gun. Fast fastening becomes satisfying when staples sink quickly and consistently. The Bielmeier Electric Staple Gun helps attach fabric, backing, light trim, insulation, craft materials, and thin panels without hand fatigue. That matters for upholstery repairs, shop jigs, drawer bottoms, and quick household projects. Imagine recovering a stool seat or securing cabinet backing without squeezing a manual stapler 100 times. Convenience turns small chores into quick wins. Number 86. Mefapi Mini Bench Drill Press. Tiny holes become cleaner when the bit moves straight down. The Mefapi Mini Bench Drill Press gives small project makers more control for drilling precise holes in wood, plastic, crafts, and detailed components. That matters when handheld drills wobble on miniature parts or delicate pieces. Imagine drilling matching holes in model parts, jewelry displays, or small wooden mechanisms with far more confidence. Stable drilling makes tiny work feel professional. Number 87. Saker Mini Cordless Chainsaw. Compact chainsaws feel almost unfair when pruning and rough cutting need speed. The Saker Mini Cordless Chainsaw helps trim branches, break down small logs, and prepare rustic material without hauling a large saw around. That matters for yard builds, firewood prep, garden projects, and live-edge craft ideas. Imagine turning storm-fallen branches into future shop material instead of dragging them to the curb. Portability creates opportunity. Number 88. Corded Reciprocating Saw. Non-stop power matters when the job is ugly, and batteries would slow you down. A corded reciprocating saw handles rough cuts through wood, pallets, branches, trim, and renovation materials with steady output. That matters during demolition, cleanup, remodeling, and breaking down scrap for disposal or reuse. Picture slicing apart an old workbench frame without worrying about battery life. Tough tools make rough jobs feel manageable. Number 89. Wood Lathe Benchtop Machine. Spinning wood into shape is one of the most hypnotic parts of the craft. A benchtop wood lathe lets makers turn pens, knobs, handles, small bowls, spindles, and decorative parts. That matters because round objects are difficult to create cleanly with ordinary saws and sanders. Imagine shaping a custom drawer pull or tool handle while ribbons of wood peel away. Few tools feel more satisfying on camera. Number 90. KFMK Belt Disc. Sander, flat edges, and smooth curves both need dedicated sanding control. The KFMK Belt Disc Sander combines a sanding belt and disc so woodworkers can square ends, smooth contours, refine shapes, and clean cuts quickly. That matters after bandsaw work, jigsaw curves, and rough trimming leave edges that need tuning. Imagine shaping a bracket until every curve looks intentional. Benchtop sanding saves time before hand finishing begins. Number 91. Arbortech Power Chisel Kit. Chiseling with power sounds wild until you see how quickly it shapes wood. The Arbortech Power Chisel Kit helps carve, texture, and sculpt material using powered chisel action instead of pure hand force. That matters for bowls, relief carving, furniture details, and artistic surfaces that would take ages manually. Imagine roughing out a carved panel and then refining it by hand afterward. Speed plus control is a beautiful mix. Number 92. Metabo HPT Cordless. Brad nailer, professional trim work feels smoother when the nailer is ready anywhere. The Metabo HPT Cordless Brad nailer drives small finish nails for molding, casing, cabinets, panels, and furniture details without a compressor. That matters for remodelers and DIYers working room to room or piece to piece. Imagine installing trim around a built-in shelf while moving freely with no hose tugging behind you. Clean fastening speeds the finish stage. Number 93. TwoWin Wood Splitter Drill Bits. Splitting wood with a drill bit looks like something from a shop experiment. TwoWin Wood Splitter Drill Bits use a threaded cone shape to help split small logs, kindling, and rough pieces when paired with a suitable drill. That matters for outdoor projects, fire pits, camping prep, and rustic material handling. Imagine breaking down small wood pieces without swinging an axe for every split. Unusual tools create memorable moments. Number 94. Work Tough Cordless. Staple gun portable stapling helps when the workpiece is not sitting politely on your bench. The Work Tough Cordless staple gun drives staples for upholstery, thin panels, backing material, crafts, insulation, and quick repairs without a power cord. That matters when you are moving around furniture, sheds, or awkward shop builds. Imagine fixing fabric under a chair or attaching cabinet backing without dragging an extension cord. Small fastening jobs become cleaner. Number 95. Butt-top roofing. Nail gun heavy fastening belongs to tools built for repeated impact. The Benchtop roofing nail gun is aimed at roofing and construction-style fastening, where speed and consistency matter more than swinging a hammer all day. That matters for sheds, roof repairs, outdoor structures, and job site workflows that involve lots of nails. Imagine securing material row after row with a tool that keeps the rhythm steady. Production speed changes the whole job. Number 96. Going Make Pocket Hole. Jig hidden screws can make simple furniture surprisingly strong. The Going Make Pocket Hole Jig helps drill angled holes for joining boards in shelves, frames, benches, cabinets, and quick shop projects. That matters when you want clean outside faces and sturdy inside connections without complex joinery. Imagine building a storage bench and hiding every fastener where nobody will see it. Beginner-friendly strength is always valuable. Number 97. His-Spec Electric Screwdriver. Set small screws can waste big time when you handle them manually all day. The His-Spec Electric Screwdriver Set helps drive and remove screws for hardware, fixtures, electronics, cabinets, and light assembly tasks. That matters when a full drill feels too bulky and a hand screwdriver feels too slow. Imagine adjusting drawer slides, removing hinge screws, or assembling small shop accessories with less wrist strain. Convenience wins in repetition. Number 98. SKIL Oscillating Belt Sander. Oscillation helps sanding feel smoother because the belt does not grind in one fixed path. The SKIL Oscillating Belt Sander is built for smoothing edges, curves, contours, and cut lines with more even abrasion. That matters after bandsaw work, jigsaw cuts, and shaping tasks where hand sanding steals time. Imagine refining a curved chair part until the edge feels factory clean. Better sanding makes finishing easier. Number 99. DeWinner Electric Router Tool. A router can make basic lumber look custom in minutes. The DeWinner Electric Router Tool helps create grooves, decorative edges, trim cuts, and profile details across shelves, frames, signs, and furniture parts. That matters because shaping edges is one of the fastest ways to make DIY projects look finished. Imagine taking a plain pine board and adding a clean chamfer that changes the whole feel. Simple profiles have big impact. Number 100. Bucktool Bench Belt Sander. Bench sanding feels powerful when the machine stays planted and the work moves smoothly. The Bucktool Bench Belt Sander gives woodworkers a dedicated station for shaping edges, smoothing cuts, cleaning small parts, and refining pieces before final finishing. That matters because handheld sanding can struggle with square ends and consistent curves. Imagine bringing rough-cut parts over one by one and watching every edge clean up fast. That satisfying final pass is why tools like this earn permanent bench space. So here's the real question. If you could add only 3 of these woodworking power tools to your shop this year, which ones would you pick? One for speed, one for precision, and one just because it looks incredibly satisfying to use. Comment your 3-tool upgrade list, because I'm curious which Amazon woodworking gadgets you think would actually change your workflow.